I'm Leah Jorgensen, and this is my show, Between Two Vines. And today, I'm very happy to introduce a couple kind of newish to the wine world, Dave and Lois Cho of Cho Wines. Welcome.
Hi, good to be here.
And so you decided to launch a new wine brand during COVID. Which one of you came up with that idea? It says your plan to make wine was supposed to be a side hustle. Do you both hustle?
I mean, I hustled you into marrying me, so.
Don't worry. I'm married. I get it. Your Instagram bio says, Oregon sippin', California livin'. What's wrong with living in Oregon? We're not good enough? It says there are only a small number of Korean American winemakers. So you're not the first?
We are in Oregon.
TikTok shows Dave as the risk taker, the numbers guy, the visionary dreamer, the eternal optimist. But then it shows Lois as the realist, type A planner, but up for an adventure. So Dave, does Lois let you do anything?
I feel like she lets me do everything.
Or is she essentially your boss?
Well, you know, you're the head of the business, honey. And I'm the neck.
You heard it here. All kidding aside, tell the truth. What's it really like being married with young children and starting all of this together?
Is this a real question?
This is a real question.
It's been a challenge, I mean, over the last year because we moved down to Southern California on the first day of lockdown in California. And so it just, it's been hard having them at home, but also really great just being together. Mm-hmm. Having the business at home too has been good to have them being involved, and they love to help me take bottle shots. And well, if we set up like a little photo shoot, they'll be like, "Oh, put this flower here, put this here." So it's been really fun. But I think it's a really good age to have them involved.
For sure.
Are they pretty much excited about what you're doing?
Yes. But I think most of the time they're, because I'm working my job and then as a nurse practitioner and then doing wine stuff, they're like, when do you have time for us? And so sometimes I feel, I mean, there's that mom guilt that always comes into it.
Yeah, and also, you know, like right now, mommy and daddy are up in Oregon, they're in California, even though they're having a great time, you know, with grandma and everything, but they miss us and we miss them too.
It's hard, but it's fun, and we're making it work. Yeah, would you say?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, we have different strengths and weaknesses, right? So, like I said, I'm like more of a risk taker. You know, like let's do 6 SKUs, actually 8 SKUs. And first year, like let's do it. And then Lois is like, okay, now I'm supposed to figure out how we're gonna do all that. You know, so I mean, but she's great at organization and moving forward with things. I'm like kind of in my dreamland, so I think it kind of
we balance each other out.
Mm-hmm.
How has your story, like your experience, motivated you, inspired you to continue doing this crazy wine thing? Because the wine business is crazy.
Yeah. So we came up with this concept of Cho, where yes, it's our last name, but also we wanted to. We had this concept that carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen are the thing that makes up all living things, and so carbon. You'll see it in like the food you eat, in the wine that we drink, in you and I, we're all made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, but we have no N in our name. And so, but we came up with this concept before everything that went down during the pandemic. And then, as things happen, like the murder of George Floyd, or all the Asian hate that's been going on. And with each of these things that were happening through the country, like we're realizing, wow, the message that we have is very relevant to now. And it's not anything we could have ever planned, but it's very pertinent. And we feel that when we focus on unity and focus on the things that bring us together, that's what's going to bring us forward. And so that's pretty much the message that we were going for. And then
And that's what wine does to people, bring people together,
It's the bridge.
Garner conversation and, just happy days.
Well, and wine in general is really about it's all about sharing, right? Whether you're sharing with your friends. This is why we're doing this subscription program. Right. It's about sharing with your friends and when we share, when we break open a bottle or we break bread, I mean, the universal thing, if you travel the world, which I saw all over your Instagram, you guys have gone on some really cool journeys. Yeah. But when you travel and you go to different places around the globe, the most universal thing, wherever you are, to share is literally sitting down at the table.
It's true.
And the beautiful thing about wine is it's a moment for us and an opportunity for us to break bread.
Exactly.
And share stories and share the humanity.
100%.
So I just feel like it's been inspiring to see people embrace. You are I don't know. I feel like you're kind of like rock stars right now.
I don't know. I'm on my phone a lot. But yeah, everywhere we go, it's always looking for different types of content. We're in Oregon for short snippets at a time. So every time we're here, we need to make use of that time. And so we just hone in on it. And some of the footage we don't know where we're going to use it, but we end up just saving it because in the future we might need it.
Yeah. It's very well done, and it feels very authentic and real, and it doesn't feel directed at all. It feels very natural. You also create freaking fantastic hashtags. I love them. My favorite one is hashtag the little Cho train that could. What's your favorite one?
Well, mine's Get Cho Wines because, we wanted to initially get chowines.com as our domain, but it was taken and, we couldn't afford to pay it. So it was the next best thing. And then Get Cho Wines came to our mind, and then I guess that worked out even better,
Okay, so then a little backup. Why Oregon wine, and what drew you north to learn about and make wine here?
Well, so being that from California, I looked into going to Davis or Fresno, Cal Poly, but I already had a degree from other field, and I guess they were kind of expecting to, for me to become a master's student kind of thing. And that's more research based. And I wanted more kind of hands-on kind of experience. So undergrad and post-bac was kind of what I was looking for. And OSU said, hey, come on up, guys. And then, okay. So quit our job and, brought our 10-month back then, 10-month-old baby. And yeah, she's almost 8 now. Yeah.
We actually, when we came up here sight unseen. So we had never been to Corvallis, and so when we were driving in on the 34 from the I-5, we looked at each other and we're like, "What did we do? This is all farmland." I don't think we realized what this whole winemaking thing meant. And so but we ended up staying and loving it. Initially, the plan was to complete school, maybe go back to California, but Dave ended up working in the industry in Willamette Valley, and so you were at Argyle, Solar, Benton Lane, Duck Pond, and so we really tried to make it work, and but we loved living here and loved the wine and fell in love with the wine here, and so
you went to school, did some harvests, got a few jobs going, but what was your favorite part from the beginning, even to now, about the winemaking process?
It's the tasting. No, it's actually the camaraderie that happens around. It's the people that I make wine with. Obviously the technical stuff, we want to execute it as best we can, and we can't control weather, so we do best we can, but then end of the day, it's the people who I'm spending time with, people who I'm sharing this bottle with, and time with, and I think that's my favorite part, actually.
Yeah, because once you do your first harvest,
was that too Hallmark?
No, no. But I remember his first harvest, him telling me this is awesome. There's just this energy that comes with harvest, and everyone works together towards the same goal. And then at the end of it, you just have this huge party and everyone's celebrating, and then you have a product that comes out of it. So just all the memories.
And of course, we all love bottling, right? So.
The one continuum that comes when we talk about what's your favorite part, I'll tell you it's not. Everyone said the same thing. It's true. Winemakers pretty much love harvest because it's new canvas, right? But then bottling is always like the just logistical, like, so many things can potentially go wrong. And
Yep.
sometimes do.
Yep.
It's funny because sometimes people will be like, "Oh, can we come and help out with the harvest?" And we're like, "I don't know, maybe like it might be difficult with because we're making wine at our friend's winery." Well, why don't they? And I threw out the idea, why don't they come for bottling? He's like, "Have you ever been to bottling?" He's like, "I don't."
Yeah, I think you should try one day and then see if you want to invite your friends.
It has a very romantic feeling at first when people hear you're doing this.
Yeah.
Lots of sparkling wine in your portfolio. They're beautiful. And your packaging is beautiful. I love your caps. I remember reaching out to you, asking you about like where your caps are gorgeous. But you do make a lot of sparkling wines, and explain or tell us more about why you have the sparkling bug, because it is a glutton for punishment. To me, sparkling is not the easiest to make. It's stressful.
100%, I agree. Yes, making is hard, but reward, is in the glass. So, yes, I am, glutton for punishment for sure. But yeah.
You did somewhere along the line, like while we were living up here,
Something
he just really got into bubbles. He's like, I need to make bubbles.
And you worked at Arga, you said.
So I started bugging Nate. I was like, hey, you have a job? He's like, nope. It's like, okay. It was at Lumpy's. Can this be our job interview? It's like, nope. But it ended up, giving me a job, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, very much looking forward to drinking more of your wines and certainly sharing them. How can people get your wines?
GetChoWines.com.
Yes,
So Mac Market in McMinnville, McMarket, at Red Hills Kitchen. We'll be in Dundee at Red Hills Market. Where else? Republica.
And if people are all out of state or whatever, just go right to the website.
Okay.
Yep. And follow their social media. If you're not on TikTok, get on it and make sure you're watching
Get Cho Wines and Not Your Average Cho on Instagram.
And their Instagram as well. They're wonderful, wonderful social media pages to follow. They're great content, guys. So thank you so much for playing along.
Thanks for having us.
You're
It was
a lovely
fun.
guest.
Yeah, pleasure being here.
And Get Cho Wines.